Today's rant, which is Thursday, May 28th, 2015, will be on the emerging Republican field for President of the United States. So we had three people announced in the last 3 days, George Pataki, Rick Santorum, and then two others that are going to announce very soon, which is going to be Lindsey Graham and who is the other one? John Kasich. Who is a governor of Ohio. So that's four in the six that are already there, which is the three senators, Rubio, Rand, and Cruz, with ex-governor Mike Huckabee, Ben Carson, and Carly Fiorina. So that's 10 altogether right there. You got two undeclared that are polling at the top, which is Scott Walker and Jeb Bush. That's 12. Chris Christie makes 13. There's a couple also Rands who might might end up getting into it. So that looks like 13 at some point in time will emerge. And I just have a couple questions in reference to the size of the large field. I really wish that the Democrats and the liberals would stop calling it the clown car. All of them are much smarter than most of us. And, have governed for periods of time, or except for Carson, let's just say, and Fiorina. And know their way around. Some of them may have ulterior motives. Carson may be looking to be Surgeon General. Carly Fiorina may be looking to be Vice President. Same thing with Marco Rubio. At least right now, he's the youngest one in the field, so he could possibly be an easy pickup. He wouldn't be a great pickup for Jeb Bush, because Jeb would you would think that Jeb would already have Florida. Picking up Rubio, even though he is a Hispanic, may not help in any way, shape, or form, and it wouldn't necessarily help at all in Florida. Usually you have someone to help round out the ticket. But getting into the, I believe, 10 that have also declared or almost declared, and the several that are still going to declare, is what is it going to be like? Because do any of them have a need to get out at any point in time, or with a nominal amount of money and as much exposure as possible, stay in for as long as possible, which would be past the Iowa caucuses and the New Hampshire and possibly South Carolina primaries. So, and I think that many of them have ulterior motives, though someone like Pataki seems a little bit strange. He was governor for 3 terms in New York. He's obviously made plenty of money since he left. He's probably on the board of a couple places. And any place that might want him, meaning to be on the board of something, to be on some regional committee, something like that, he's already knows about all those places, whether he'd be a regent at some university or something like that. So what is his ulterior motives? Unless, they all think that they could really do it, but they usually have backup plans in terms of all of this stuff. And in a lot of ways, they're all very, very, very much alike. Now, if you would exclude Rand Paul in one sense, because he came out yesterday basically indicating that the Republicans, the neocons, were wrong in going into Iraq, and they're the ones that caused the germination of ISIL, Daesh, let's say, in the Middle East. Everyone else is pretty much closely aligned with a lot of things. We don't necessarily know what Carson would do, because he's an unknown talent, let's just say, but he's indicated very, very clearly that he's a big God man, and he is a very, very strong to the right. And, you're not just going to be able to get too many people. You're not going to be able to get it. There's about 3 people that want to get the religious right vote: Santorum, Ted Cruz, Huckabee. I don't know, anyone else in there? Carson? You just can't win on that. So I think that there's obviously some ulterior motives for some of these people. Don't necessarily know what they are. It may not cost a lot of money for them to stay involved for the next 8 months or so, to keep their name in the paper, and as some have said, the crazier the thing that they can come with, the further the right that they can go, the more to get the attention, so that they can possibly be on the top 10, so that they'll be on the Fox debates. Then, that would indicate that possibly everyone has to go further to the right. At the same time, on the left side, Bernie Sanders is now in. He's taking up about 18%. Hillary is well over 60%. Martin O'Malley is going to come in over the weekend. O'Malley is right in line with Bernie Sanders. So, as Bernie already stole his thunder, O'Malley's a lot younger, about 20 years younger, a very handsome man, was a governor, as he could present himself as a more formidable candidate to Hillary. And if he espouses everything that Bernie Sanders does in the way that Bernie Sanders does, he may be able to draw away from Bernie Sanders and draw away from Hillary. But I think my big concern in all of this is that the government still needs to be run and run effectively through the Obama administration for the next 18 months or so. And a lot of things can happen between then. As Billy O'Reilly likes to say, he wants to put the fear in is that there's going to be economic collapse, that Daesh and ISIL are going to come into America, and that the immigration problem is only going to get worse as they spread disease and vermin, et cetera, et cetera. But that's just all scare tactics. But where will the American people be, and how will they look at this up to possibly 13 candidates running on the Republican side? I have a tendency to think that the only way to get attention is to be as outrageous as possible. Don't know if that's going to help. Don't know if that's going to hurt. But that seems to be the only way that you can, that someone who is in the lower tier can grab attention. And all of those in the upper tier, if you want to call it an upper tier, they all seem to have a tremendous amount of baggage. And now let's just say Hillary has plenty of baggage also. In fact, someone was trying to tell me that Bill is going to bring down Hillary, and I'm going, no. Don't know where you got that from. But the big thing is 13 Republicans running, all smart, all need to get attention, all think they can do it, probably all have a backup plan. They have plan B, they have a plan C. But as long as they're on plan A right now, and they may be able to stay in it for the next 8 months or so, I would expect to see a further swing to the right. And it may be very, very hard for that one last candidate, whomever that might be, to be able to pivot back to the center. Because, and I'll just be brief about this, Hillary has hit all of the right notes. She has hit the right notes on immigration. She has hit the right notes on gay marriage. She has hit the right notes on climate change. And she has hit the right notes, let's just say, on minimum wage. And outside of foreign policy, I think that those four things are the types of issues which will sway that small amount of people either her way or not her way. I think that all of those are good signs for her. Let's see if that can continue.